Hey, you mentioned these are the last two state champions in Rhode Island. The crowd is in full voice as we start. Two great fan sections for both of these schools. Opening tip into the hands of Hendricken in the green and gold, and we are underway.
A great crowd on hand at the Ryan Center on the campus of University of Rhode Island. A great facility, raucous, and is a great way to describe it, and it should be, as these two schools playing for the state title.
This is Hensler wearing the number 10, Kyle Hensler, a senior. In the corner it goes, the pass stolen away by Andrew Fleet of LaSalle Academy, the Rams' first possession of the game. Sabir, corner, McCourt. Pump fakes, goes back to Sabir, who sets up the offense.
Yeah, Saber, everything goes to Lawrence Saber as well. And there's a guy too, Mike Vallely, does a lot of little things. Had a great game yesterday. He had a couple big buckets late for the Rams to help get them here.
This is Sabier setting up the offense, defended by Hensler. Straightaway three, misses everything, out of bounds. And the crowd, a large crowd, breaks into an airball chant. We're going to get loud crowds on both sides. The energy in the arena right now has really ratcheted up. We're not even a minute. Well, we're just about a minute through this first quarter.
Yeah, dueling themes. LaSalle fans all in Hawaiian shirts, and the Hendricken guys all in sports jerseys today.
The sophomore Preston Santos missed the three on one end. Sabier's floater no good. And the rebound pulled down by Hendricken. Here's Hensler on the break, feeds it, and the jam on the other end. Preston Santos.
Yeah, great job that time by Justin Missoula cleaning the board and get out and run in transition. Preston Santos had to sit a lot yesterday as he picked up 2 fouls early in the game, making his presence felt right away.
Here's McCourt. Swings it out to the wing. Sabier, his third shot of the game, and he gets called for the offensive. So a slow start for Lawrence Sabier. And the LaSalle Rams, they trail 2-0.
That happened a lot yesterday, too. LaSalle was taking charges all day long against Smithfield High School. Hendricken, point of emphasis here. Early on, draws the charge.
So Missoula is going to bring it up for Bishop Hendricken. Missoula Jr. for the Hawks. Here's Santos. He had to slam the last possession. Ball moving around the perimeter back to Missoula. Battling for possession on the low block was Trevor Lawton. Near side elbow extended. Corner. Santos up fakes. Now he's going baseline, but gets called for the travel.
Yeah, second turnover right there for Hendricken. A little too antsy. We saw in the girls' game, too. Or maybe not with the speed of the game, but here, this stage, a little nerves coming into play, and that'll do it.
I'm sure Santos, the sophomore's heart rate right now is jacked after the start of this one. So
that's a good way to put it, jacked.
And you look at LaSalle, this is a senior-heavy rotation as we get another traveling call, same situation on the up fake.
Yeah, the only junior in LaSalle's rotation is Jonathan Glickman-Tondro.
So that's a team that, with a championship pedigree last year, and a bunch of seniors in your rotation, you know they're not going to make many little mistakes as this game goes on. Santos in the corner, rotates it back to the top, moving around the perimeter quickly. Missoula, hop step into the paint, finishes with the right hand.
Great move by Justin Missoula. Great basketball lineage for Justin. His father, Danny, All-State player here, went to play at Bryant College back in the day. And of course, his brother Joe, most recently a graduate of West Virginia University. And Missoula, I remember him as a kid, but all fired up now as the South turns the ball over.
Yeah, that was McCourt, who mid-penetration tried to kick it out to Sabir, and they weren't on the same page. Ball goes straight out of play. So Hendricken with 13 minutes left in the first half. They've got the 4-0 lead in the ball.
And basically, you know, in this game, survive the first couple of minutes, keep your emotion in check, and then it just turns back into a basketball game again.
Hensler to the lane, lost the handle on it, fell kindly into the hands of Trevor Lawton, who knocked down the 12-footer. And out of the gates, it's 6-0 Bishop Hendricken.
Delay game one against Hendricken. The ball has to drop through the net. And you see the team call a timeout. And here comes John Glickman-Tondro right away. In for the big 6'5", Andrew Fleet. You know, it's funny, Peter and I were talking about jerseys yesterday, and Hendricken has those numbers where hard to pick up.
I was going to say these jerseys are absolutely brutal for Hendricken. And that seems to be a theme across all of college hoops. They want to make these uniforms look cool. They don't help when you're up 20 rows. 3 on the way, in and out, halfway down for Bishop Hendricken. That was Jimmy Parr.
Jimmy Paré, man, he nailed some threes yesterday. Great shooter here for Salle.
Missoula into the paint. We're going to get a whistle on the floor. That's the first personal of the game. That's on Jonathan Glickman-Tondro, who just checked in.
Second team foul, his first. Sabre good call for the charge. Lawrence Severe good call for the charge already. Here comes Manchild into the game, if you want. Avian K, Division I football prospect player.
And you mentioned Bishop Fien yesterday taking a bunch of charges. I'd like to see someone who has the courage to try and take a charge if Big 23 comes flying down the lane.
Boy, I don't know if Hendricken can pull that off.
Jumper no good off the side iron. Here's McCourt in transition for the Rams, trying to get their first bucket of the game, and he banks it home.
Good job by Mike McCourt. Kind of lost the ball, put his head down. He got leverage on the defender, turned his shoulder, and got himself to the rack.
We've got a whistle away from the ball. That's going to be on McCourt.
One thing that both these coaches do, they talk to the officials constantly about what's good, what's not good. The official pointed the wrong way, but he made the right call. You know, a lot of mid-range screens, a lot of back picks.
This is Lawton off the inbound on the elbow, hands it off to Missoula. He hands it back to Hensler.
Hendricken with a big win yesterday, knocking off Classical, who defeated them for the Division I title. Classical could not find the basket, and Hendricken, in battle of attrition, just survived.
Santos' 18-footer from the wing was too strong. Avian P pulls down the rebound, and that's something he knows how to do. He, as you mentioned, big body. He's going to be playing football next year for UMass. As ball goes out of play, as LaSalle brings it down the floor, back to Bishop Hendricken, and in checks number 3, Dimitri Rosa.
Dimitri Rosa, a sniper, long-range shooter, is Rosa. Had 64 threes during the regular season, not counting the 2 he had yesterday. These guys, I'm sure there's no love lost between these 2 programs.
Rosa going with a very subtle choice of footwear in this game, a bright gold pair of shoes.
Well, I guess if you're playing defense on him, you know where to find him. Just look down for his feet.
Missoula couldn't bank one home. 6-2 still our game score. Hendricken with the lead. 11 minutes left in the first half. And LaSalle looking to get something going on the offensive end. This has been a slow start, a slow first 8 minutes.
A little battle going on the post right there. He didn't come through, and maybe he got distracted by the defender instead of finishing his cut and not keeping his focus where it's supposed to be.
Lawton through the lane, no good. P snatches another rebound.
He is a large young man.
Every bit of 6 foot as McCourt pulls up in transition, and nothing but twine on that one. McCourt's got 5, and the lead is down to 1 for Hendricken.
Good Lord, that was like a 24-footer right there. It was a good 3 feet behind the college three-point line. Just buried it.
And the floater from Hensler in the lane with contact goes. Hendricken back up 3. And you mentioned McCourt can fill it up on the offensive end, and he's starting to feel it.
Yeah, Hensler had 27 yesterday. He's only going 11-11 from the free throw line. So, you know, anything you can do, I can do better. But
here's P, the big man in the lane, had that block, but they're going to call foul on Lawton on the way up. So Avian P, a senior for LaSalle, will head to the charity stripe.
Yeah, he's a big man. You know, you get his body. You got body position.
Yep.
When you get body position, you just go strong to the basket. Good job of good footwork actually by the big man. That gets lost a lot of times. That, you know, for somebody who has some size. In all this game, believe it or not, as you've seen multiple games over the course of your broadcast career, it's all about footwork.
Yep. And the first is good. And that's one of those skill sets that you see. And you see a lot of the power forwards who try out to be tight ends. Antonio Gates, obviously the best example of that. A great college power forward ends up being one of the greatest tight ends of all time. So you're going to see a lot of the skill set that P uses on the football field translate onto the basketball court.
Leverage, using your body.
P too strong on the second. Lawton corrals the rebound. 8-6 as we're under 10 in the first half. Mueller shows for it in the corner. Hensler slows up the offense up top. Rosa gets a screen up top. This is Hensler with under 10 on the shot clock. Crosses over Sabir. In the corner, Mueller spot up three. Fills it in. First three of the game for Bishop Hendricken.
Good patience that time by the Hawks on offense. Shot clock got under 10, and Mueller went right to the corner. Meanwhile, down the other end, great drive to the basket by 5'10", Jimmy Pear, and fouls to be called on Justin Missoula.
Now they're doing a tease for three sort of event here during both of these games. We didn't see many threes in the girls' game earlier, but you got to hope they've got a big bucket of T-shirts for this one, because I think we're going to see a lot of triples. Just the way the men's game is going. As Pear completes the three-point play the old school way, and we've got ourselves a 2-point ball game. Hendricken up 11-9. Missoula got away with a hand check.
And a walk.
Ball don't lie, though. Doesn't fall. McCourt, outlet to Sabir. Pull-up three in transition. Too strong. Lawton battling for a rebound with Pear. Still loose. Here's McCourt with a nice left-hand finish around the world, and he'll go to the charity stripe.
Boy, the physicality of this game, all the stuff off the ball. You know, guys fighting for the ball left and right. Veteran officiating too, letting the boys play, and I like that. That's the way it should be played. It's even both ways. Good job by Mike McCourt.
And you saw number 5, Trevor Lawton. He was having a conversation with one of the refs on this near sideline. He was tangled up with Pear going for that rebound. So McCourt, he's already got 7. Can add another to his tally and give LaSalle their first lead of the game. And he's no good on the free throw, so we're knotted up at 11s.
The very speedy Isaiah Milers is checked into the game for the Hawks. He can get up and down the court, and he can rebound.
And there he is right there underneath. He's got some serious spring in his game. He pulls down a board, and Hendricken nudges themselves back out front. We mentioned this was a double overtime game the last time these two teams met. So this should be a barn burner between these two classic rivals. Here's Avian P. He's got position on Mueller going into the paint. And they're going to call that offensive. Just dip that shoulder into the chest of Mueller.
Well, that's what happens. You know, he had good leverage. I think if he had just taken one more step without lowering that shoulder. And, you know, that's where he also, here's another thing, that third official where they play with 2 during the year. It's right in front of the third official. Is right in front of you right there.
I mentioned who would have the courage to take a charge from Big Avian P. It's William Mueller, and he's going to head to the end of the bench right now, catch a breather after that. So Hensler's going to bring it over the timeline for Bishop Hendricken. They lead by 2.
Make sure all those ribs are still intact.
Oh, yeah. Hensler penetrates all the way to the rim, had it knocked out of his hands on the way up. It's going to stay with Hendricken.
It's funny, all these guys, everybody wants the call. Every single kid wants the call.
Yeah, Hensler was barely on the ground before he was calling for that one. Here's Milers. Jumper too strong off the backboard, goes out of play. It's going to go to the white of the LaSalle Rams.
Just remind you, you're watching Round Scholastic's coverage of the state championship basketball game between LaSalle Academy Rams and the Bishop Hendricken Hawks on the NFHS network, coming to you from the Ryan Center on the campus of the University of Rhode Island.
Here's McCourt, pops a 3 off the screen. He gets fouled in the act by Milers. So the very rare triple free throw situation for Mike McCourt. And that was Milers who committed the cardinal sin. Committed the foul during the three-point attempt. And McCourt good on the first.
LaSalle has not led. They tied him at 11. And if he makes both of these, it'll be the first lead of the game with 7:49 remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, just a few moments ago, McCourt was in a similar situation, had a free throw to give the Rams their first lead of the game. We'll see if he can make amends for missing on his last opportunity to do so. And McCourt hits all three, and the Rams hop out in front of the Hawks, 14-13.
It took them 8 minutes to do it, but they caught him. Long way to go, though.
Missoula defended very tightly by C.J. Waite. And Waite gets called for the foul.
Yeah, another senior, C.J. Waite. He kind of got his feet tangled up there, and he couldn't slide or take angle. He was shoulder to shoulder or straight up, and didn't get the opportunity to turn his feet.
Yeah, it's just senior after senior after senior for LaSalle.
Coach Eric Simonelli in his 4th year came in when these guys were all freshmen.
Trying to catch their 2nd state championship in that stretch.
So LaSalle coaches all in pastels today, wearing Easter colors.
Rosa short on the 3, but cleaning up the mess with Santos.
Nobody boxed out right there.
That's Santos' 2nd bucket of the game. Hendricken back out in front. McCourt pull-up jumper from 17. He's feeling it right now.
Mike McCourt with another bucket. Don't forget, he had 44 the last time these two teams played, including 36 in the second half.
Lawton had it knocked away. P comes away with it for LaSalle. They lead by 1. Sabir, McCourt thought about pulling up from about 32. Sabir, one power dribble, had it blocked from behind by Missoula. Outlet pass towards Rosa, intercepted but unable to walk the tightrope was Jonathan Glickman-Tondro.
A good job by Justin Missoula coming over and help defense as Sabir was up there for a guard. He's listed at 5'9". He has mad ups, as you would say.
Yeah.
And Missoula just came out of nowhere to block that.
A lot of great athletes on the floor right now between these two rosters. Missoula trying to penetrate, and he draws another foul on Waite. That's his 2nd personal.
A silly foul if you think about it. Missoula's out of control going and Waite. I know he's just trying to get out of his way, but
Hensler will inbound for the Hawks. Second phase out of inbound play. He finds Missoula, no good. Rebound Santos. He goes up with the right hand through the lane. Swatted out, and it's a fresh shot clock for Bishop Hendricken.
Santos already making his presence felt on the boards. Long and he's athletic. He's listed as 6'5". And he can jump.
Lawton, the jumper, knocks that one down. That's Lawton's 2nd bucket of the game, and Hendricken leads 17-16. And both of these coaches just letting their guys play. I don't think we've seen a timeout so far.
It's our 4th lead change in the last minute and a half.
McCourt not shy, and that's why his 2nd 3 of the game. And right on cue, LaSalle calls a timeout. We've got a great one here on the NFHS Network. 2016 Rhode Island Interscholastic League Boys State Chair back at the Ryan Center. LaSalle leads Bishop Hendricken 19-17 with 5 minutes and 53 seconds left in the first half of this state championship game in Rhode Island.
We had 5 leave changes from the 7:49 minute mark to the 5:55 mark.
And we mentioned this was a good one, and if you want a DVD keepsake copy of today's event, click on the blue Get the DVD button directly under your event in the video player, or click on the Buy a DVD on the top right-hand corner of the NFHS Network website.
Pick and roll, all for naught right there. Well defended by Hendricken.
Santos with the Euro step gets himself to the rim. He's got 6 on the night for the Hawks. Right now, leading scorer is Mike McCourt, who just received the handoff from Sabir. He's got 15 all by himself.
Oh, can he shoot?
Sabir tries to match with a 3 of his own. No good. Missoula, uncontested, pulls down the rebound.
LaSalle not crashing the offensive boards, electing to get back in transition, as you see.
Hensler, 3 off the screen. No good. He snags a rebound. Sabir hands off to Waite. Waite trying to go to work on Santos, loses his footing as he got his body into Santos' body. Scramble on the floor, it's still loose. Santos was trying to call a timeout. And we're going to get a whistle on Lawton. And he got tangled up with Waite, I believe, way behind the play. And he's got to be careful he didn't pick up a technical there.
Yeah, well, you know, it happened yesterday to LaSalle. One of their players got called for a tech with a 2-handed shove. And as we talked, it's a physical game, a lot of feet tangled and body. as a player, as a former wrestler, I should say, that it's a physical game no matter what. But, you get a shoulder from a guy, another shoulder from a guy, and the next guy comes along, you've had enough and you retaliate, and that's what happened. Everything got called for right there, Trevor Lawton did.
Yeah, and Lawton's got to be careful. He's running hot right now. He got tangled up a little earlier in the game on a rebound with Pear. And very smartly, head coach James Gomes, he pulls Lawton out for a little bit, just going to let one of his seniors cool down.
Yeah, Jamal Gomes has been here many, many times before for the Hawks. Catch a breather, regroup, and he'll be right back in there. Nice stutter step.
Yeah, that's going to be a foul on Mueller. Sabir.
That's the one thing Sabir does very well. He's went to the free throw line 150 times during the regular season, which is an awful lot.
Yeah. So with the game knotted up at 19, Lawrence Sabir yet to get himself on the score sheet. And finally breaks that streak as he gets on the board with the first. And LaSalle back out in front.
They get their emotions in check, and we talked about that. And now we're there. It's just a basketball game again, and it's what you prep for, and you're ready to go.
Sabir no good on the second. The ball still loose on the floor was Vallely. And you mentioned Vallely's a guy who does the little things well, draws a jump ball. And possession arrow is going to give the ball back to...
No, Lawrence Sabir calls a 30-second timeout. Very, very alertly, I guess. But, here's where Peter and I talked yesterday about this. Is that a good timeout? Is not a good timeout? And, do you need it later? But seeing it's the first one of the game, and you want possession in a one-point game, you save them to the end and just preferential about what you do. There were some other championships, by the way, which we'll fill you in about now in Division III, and which I'm sure that if you don't live under a rock, you find out that Charahoe did beat the Barville Broncos. I coached there for 12 years on the girls' side, 60-59 up at Brown University. Congratulations to the Charahoe Chargers and the Barville Broncos for knocking their way all the way through to the finals. Division II, the Westerly Bulldogs, J.C. Hamlin, a phenomenal player, the real deal, had 36 against Classical the other night in a losing effort. Congratulations to the Bulldogs for being the D2 champions. And the Classical Purple were our Division I champions here in the state of Rhode Island as they knocked out Bishop Hendricken last week, 64-54. Congratulations to those schools and the gentlemen who represented their program.
Corner three is good from Jimmy Pear. Another three for LaSalle. They've got a 4-point lead, their biggest lead of the night.
Well, we had two yesterday from the exact same spot, especially coming out of bounds. They run corner trays for him, and he likes that spot. He just banged another one to give the Rams their biggest lead, 23-19.
Hensler with 10 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Mueller. Spot up three. Too strong. Long rebound, though. Tracked down by Milers. Hensler into the paint. Right-hand shot. No good. Ball loose and finally snagged by Vallely.
Yeah, he's like that. Does all that grunt work, boy. I like that kid.
Sabir pulled up on the elbow. Hands it off. This is Pear. Bounce feet to Vallely. Takes some contact from Milers. And we've got a foul on the floor. That is against Milers.
It'll be 1-1 now as LaSalle will try to extend their lead. Good job by Mike Vallely, who coached Simonelli. As we said at the top of the broadcasting a few minutes ago, he's the glue. He does all that little stuff. Sees how invaluable he is to his team. He also talked about Coach Simonelli. These guys, they love each other on the court, off the court. They're best friends. When you get a team like that, it's tough to rattle them.
So here's Vallely. Front end of a 1-and-1, and he missed everything. So Hensler will inbound for Hendricken.
5 for 10, LaSalle from the line, and guess what the chants are coming from the Hendricken crowd.
Here's Hensler. Rotated to Rosas, who hasn't had a good look to pull the trigger on a three. Missoula going to work on the low block, draws the foul underneath. I believe that's going to be on number 11, Jonathan Glickman-Tondro.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup for Glickman-Tondro. He's an athletic kid, but Justin Missoula, is very, very quick first step. We also know that Justin Missoula is probably the only guy I've seen in a long time still wearing low-cut sneakers playing basketball.
And Missoula is good on the first. running the risk of a potential ankle injury situation. He misses the second, but Santos pulls down the offensive rebound, so a fresh shot clock for the Hawks. Here's Rosas.
You can see that Myler's just kind of a little cross-check there. 2 minutes in the box for cross-checking right there. It was off his skating, but kind of just Irish. Stuck the leg out or the shoulder out. Or it's tough when you run a lot of mid-screens. That's going to happen. But he did headhunt. We use the term headhunting, and he did headhunt the guy to try to.
And as you mentioned, it was a cross-check on Mylers. He heads to the proverbial penalty box, which is the bench in this case. And we've got another foul down in the corner.
This one's on Dimitri Rosa. Got hooked up with Lawrence Sabre Jr. And everybody's just trying to stay calm. And now Sabre will head to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. He missed both his free throws earlier. Once again, the physicality of this game.
And both teams in the bonus. And Sabir, you mentioned he's a free throw machine this year, goes to the line once again.
Andrew Fleet now has checked into the game. Maybe he's going to try to defend Missoula down the other end with a 6'5" frame.
Sabir no good on the front end, but Vallely pulls down an offensive rebound. And there's number 12, Johnny on the spot again. McCourt, 3, too strong, missed everything. And there's Vallely, another offensive board going to the rim. Draws the foul, and he'll go to the line.
Well, that's a great move by Vallely right there. As he used the rim as another defender, went underneath the rim, and ended up drawing the foul. Great move by Vallely.
Yeah, he pulled down 2 offensive rebounds on that trip.
Well, if he draws rim here, it'll be better than his last free throw.
Absolutely, and he's already getting the air ball chance. And Vallely rattles that one out.
So third time's the charm for the Rams, maybe.
And the Rams really struggling from the free throw line in this one. Could that be a factor as this game wears on? And Vallely gets the second to go, his first point of the game.
Took him a few tries, but he got it.
Missoula into the paint. Comes up short, and there's Vallely again with another rebound. Sabir splits the defense in the paint, has it blocked by the long Santos. And that's going to be a foul on the Salle, which will send Santos to the line, and that one's 80 feet from the basket. And try not to commit those.
Yeah, Vallely, man, all over the place here defensively and on the boards for the Rams. Working both ends, man, just doing all the little things very, very well. A little too aggressive that time. And that'll send Preston Santos, who has an, I'll call it an unorthodox way of shooting free throws and jump shots. More like a two-handed shot.
Oh, yeah, that was... And that's going to be the violation on Missoula.
It's going to be a foul on Missoula, it looks like. That's a tough foul, you know, as a coach. You know, you never want to see, especially on a free throw. That's the over the back, or if you're playing defense on a guy behind the back, you go jump to go over him instead of proper arm bar. And Coach Jamal Gomes to take it.
Jared Ware and Marty Crowley bringing you what has been an intriguing first half of this Boys State Championship. And I mentioned off air, though, the tempo of this one has really ground down to a halt.
A lot of fouls, and, you know, fresher legs have given you a little tired legs, and the tempo of the game. And both teams playing 7-8 guys, which is, you know, if you get 8 guys who can play, God bless you. So it's almost like a battle of attrition at this point to get through the first half and see what we can get through.
Vallely at the line, the front end of the 1-and-1.
Biggest lead right there of the day for LaSalle, 25-20.
And Vallely comes up short on the second.
LaSalle has taken 15 free throws, Hendricken 1.
We saw a big disparity in the girls' game and our first game of the afternoon, and we're starting to see the same pattern develop in the boys. Henseler powering his way to the rim, no good, and Vallely pulls down another rebound.
I love that kid. Love that kid. Love the way he plays. Love the intensity he plays with. He does all the stuff that doesn't show up on the score sheet, but Lawrence Sabir does with a nice drive to the basket.
Yeah, he just turned that into sixth gear and blew by his defender. 7-point lead for LaSalle. They weathered an early storm from the Hawks. And now the Rams with the big lead. Under 2 minutes left in the half.
A 21-9 run the Rams are.
Missoula draws the foul and count it. So when the Hawks needed a bucket, they go to the junior Missoula and he converts.
You know, he's been to the free throw line quite a bit himself, 133 times during the regular season. And ironically, only the second free throw for Hendricken today will be Justin Missoula's. Well, that was a mismatch. They tried to get him going. They tried to put Fleet, the little taller player, on him. As Glickman Tondra had trouble covering him. That time he turned the corner. Might have lowered his shoulder a little bit, but all good at the end of the day. And you can see the three-point play the old-fashioned way to cut the lead to 4.
Missoula's got 6 for Hendricken. 27-23. McCourt off the handoff into the paint. Had it swatted on his way up. Pear's open in the corner, and he's not going to miss that one. That's his second triple of the game, and Pear, he's got 9.
Carbon copy of yesterday, man. You just sit him in the corner. Credit Mike McCourt with that great assist. He got up in the air, ball was deflected, and Jimmy Pear was just in the corner.
Hensler for Hendricken, and we've got a foul away from the ball. That's on Pear. Rosas was trying to, I believe, make a cut towards the basket. Pear had a piece of him. So the great three-point shooter Rosas goes to the line for Hendricken.
Here's where you got to stay disciplined, especially defensively. There's a lot of pushing and shoving going on.
And Rosas is pure on the first. Just poured that one right in.
Very entertaining game so far for them.
(30-25). Here's Pear. Well, he sets the high ball screen. Sabir all the way to the rim, and he converts.
Nice little double clutch up in the air that time for Lawrence Sabir. And now he has 4 points.
And Sabir, who started this game very slowly, as you mentioned, he's got 5. Lawton wide open for 3. Front iron, and the offensive board tracked down by Missoula. Nearly had it taken away by Pear. And they're going to say out of bounds latch touched by LaSalle, so it stays with Hendricken. C.J. Waite's going to check in as McCourt's going to take a seat.
Good sportsmanship by Lawrence Sabir, too, going over and picking Justin Missoula up off the deck. These guys, they are rivals, but they know each other's games, but in summer leagues and in hometowns, obviously both being private schools, these guys know each other.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of these guys play on the same AAU team, so get a lot of reps with each other. But it's been a chippy first half. There's been a lot of energy in this one.
About a 3-second difference between the shot and the game clock. Hendricken just taking their time, waiting to pull the trigger. Now it's under 10.
Missoula tried to hand it off to Rosas, had it knocked away by Pear. Pear's got 7 seconds left, and he gets called for the double dribble. It looked like he was going to pull the trigger on a 3/4 court shot and then realized he had more time than he thought.
I think he might have looked up because the shot clock was still running with 3, 2, 1 going down on it when the game clock was at 5 or 6.
So Rosas will inbound.
Well, let's see if what you did in practice this week for the end of that. A little talking going on between Justin Missoula and Andrew Fleet.
Under 5 left in the half. Hensler with 2-1. He's got to put a shot up. No good. And that's how the half will end. 32-25 LaSalle leading Bishop Hendricken in the 2016 Rhode Island Interscholastic League state champion.
Lawton 4 and Missoula 6. And Perry had 10 and Sabir 9 the last time these two teams played. Perry already has 9 and Sabir already has 5. So if Hendricken, you try to get to the free throw line, get some points that way. Try to get LaSalle in foul trouble if you can. Teams are 8 deep here, but let's see what happens. LaSalle will start the second half, and the last 16 minutes of high school basketball here in the state of Rhode Island, with spring sports officially starting tomorrow.
Now the weather beautiful. This time last year, it was not the case. Teams were
being a spring sports coach. I can tell you, we're always looking forward to getting outside.
I drove by a golf course earlier today and saw a couple groups out there, and that's always a good sign when golf courses are populated this time of year.
Hendricken comes out now, 2-3 matchup zone. A little different look for them.
This is Sabir in the corner. Finds Vallely at the free throw line. His shot's blocked, but Fleet able to pick up the loose ball. Under 10 on the shot clock. McCourt skip past to Sabir. Penetrates, right hand off the glass and in.
Boy, Lawrence Sabir, what great hang time. He just kept his body in control the whole time, and the Rams open up a 9-point lead. Good possession to start the second half.
Santos and Bishop Hendricken need to respond on this trip. Here's Missoula. Santos, 3 from straight away off the back iron. Fleet couldn't grab the rebound, but guess who picks up the loose ball? Mike Vallely.
Yeah, I don't know if you really want your 6'5" Preston Santos shooting that three-pointer. You need some threes. I don't know if he's the guy you want doing. He's got a rather unorthodox style of shooting.
Here's McCourt. Sabir blows past Mueller, hits the baseline, kicks it out to Fleet. He hands it off to McCourt. Elbow J from McCourt. Had a shot affected by the 6'5" Santos. Here's Santos on the outlet.
A good job that time by Preston Santos.
Missoula, nice feed to Santos, and the finger roll gives him his 8th point of the game, 34-27.
That's when Preston Santos at his best, out in transition, not shooting a three-pointer. Good job by him, though. He threw up a bad shot, made a block, he made a contribution down the other end of the court.
Pair, Sabir, defended by Mueller. Hendricken has to be careful. I think a man-to-man isolation of Mueller on Sabir is a bad matchup, but that ball goes off of McCourt's foot and out of bounds, so it's going to go to Hendricken.
We're going to coach Eric Simonelli. These guys want every call. He's getting the ref an earful, and he's like, look, I got it. I'm right on top of it. Just doing what coaches do.
Hensler brings it up over half court. Under 14 minutes left. Lawton out to Missoula. Skip to Hensler. He had Santos in the corner. Now he goes to him. 10-footer, no good. Offensive rebound by Missoula, and the putback is good.
Good job by Justin Missoula, using his body as a shield and keeping the ball away from the defenders. And meanwhile, a turnover here by Sabir, and that's their second turnover on the last 2 possessions.
Chance to cut it to a 1-possession game for Hendricken, 34-29. This is the start that the Hawks needed out of the half. Missoula going baseline and draws the foul on Fleet.
It's been a tough matchup today for anybody who's tried to cover Missoula or Preston Santos for that matter. John Glickman-Chondro has tried it, and now they went a little bigger with Andrew Fleet at 6'5", and these guys have very explosive first steps.
Great inbound to Missoula, and one.
And right on cue right there, to my point, right? You just got to step on Andrew Fleet. Justin Missoula did. Get to the free throw line with a chance to make this a 2-point game.
Yeah, Fleet's get ahead to the bench. Glickman-Chondro is going to come in for LaSalle.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see AV&P get out here pretty soon, just to give LaSalle some size and some speed inside.
Lawton pulled down the offensive rebound after the missed free throw, but his pass was a little too hot for Mueller to handle. 3-point ball game. LaSalle with the ball again. LaSalle in the white with maroon trim. Hendricken in the green and gold.
So this 2-3 zone doing its job here early for Hendricken. As the only bucket was a Sabir drive, and now LaSalle's going cold.
Hensler, full head of steam to the rim, off glass, no good. That one just spun off the front iron, goes out of bounds. Last touched off Hendricken.
Guys flying all the ball. Good hustle on both teams right there going after that.
And this is the tempo we saw at the start of the game, which was a big favorite to Hendricken. So I think they're going to want to keep the tempo up, keep things high, keep it moving. Oh, and a weak pass from Sabir, stolen by Missoula in transition, finger roll, and it's a one-point ball game, and Missoula comes out of the second half hot. He's up to 10 points, or excuse me, up to 12 points now. We've got ourselves a ball game, 34-33. First time out of the second half here on the NFHS network.
Jumped the passing lane, and he's off to the races.
So 12 from Missoula leads the way for Hendricken. McCourt has 15, all of those in the first half.
Great crowd on here in the Ryan Center, very vocal. Biggest crowd we've seen this whole tournament.
Sabir trying to go baseline, had his lane cut off. That one skipped off the fingertips of Hensler on its way out of bounds.
I think Hensler did him a favor there, actually, because that ball was trying to get to Glickman-Tondro, who was more mid-range. If you're going baseline, he would have had a better angle to catch that pass. That's really popular. You drive, you stick your shooter in the opposite corner. That's a well-designed play. But here now Jimmy Perry down in the right-hand corner. See if they run McCourt through or they set a screen for him.
McCourt with it, 3 on the shot clock, 3 too strong. That one off the fingertips of Vallely and out of play.
Oh boy, Vallely here too. 6'1" and they're battling with the Giants. And here's right on cue. Avian P comes in. Gives him a little more size inside. As Glickman-Tondro is guarding Missoula, and Jimmy Perry now is the unenviable task of guarding Preston Santos. He's giving some height and some speed away.
Missoula hands it off to Hensler, under 12. Missoula flashes and receives. Lawton cutting through the baseline. Offensive rebound. Santos put back good.
Hendricken with their first lead since they were up 17-16 at about the 6-minute mark of the first half.
Santos is into double digits with 10. It's been Santos and Missoula thus far for Hendricken. Pair working on Mueller. Hands it off to McCourt. He's trying to go baseline. Good help. Defense came flying across was Hensler.
A good move that time to the basket. I thought he was gonna. I thought he thought some more help was coming. He was ready for the hit, and it never came. And Lawrence Sabir right there with a kick defensively.
Now late whistle on that. Was a kick ball. I believe that was the right call.
11:13 remaining here. The Rhode Island Scholastic League's boys state championship game.
Missoula will inbound. He gets it back in the corner, guarded by Glickman-Tondro. Mueller cuts through the lane, bounces it to Lawton. Lawton back to Mueller. Oh, good feed to Hensler, the lay-in. That's good. That was sweet stuff from William Mueller.
Set him up that time, going back door. Over-aggressive defense will do that. Nice backdoor cut by the Hawks. And whenever they talked about at halftime, this zone, this 1-3-1, switching to a 2-3 is giving the Rams fits right now.
Pair bounces it to Sabir. Takes him court in front of him. Good kick to McCourt. An offensive foul before the shot, and Lawton's fired up under the hoop.
Now that's a weird call here because the ref underneath, standing right in front of him, didn't call anything. And the third guy in, off to the mid-range, kind of called that. And that was to Sabir's point, saying, hey, it's right in front of him. He didn't call a thing.
That's the third or fourth charge that Bishop Hendricken has taken.
Same color uniform.
Same uniform.
Catholic school. One's in Attleboro, one's in Warwick. They're not that far apart.
Santos hop step into the lane, and he draws the foul on McCourt. Shot is not going to count.
Good jump stop, Euro step to the basket that time as the foul is going to be on Mike McCourt. That will be his second foul. Everybody's always pleading to the refs, too. Now here comes Rosa, who you alluded to at halftime that maybe can get them going offensively, but it's been Missoula and Santos with 10 of their 12 second half points.
Yeah, and you mentioned the switch in the defensive system has really helped the energy for Hendricken. Hensler is open for 3. There's another for Kyle Hensler. That's his second three-pointer of the game. And Hendricken riding a wave of energy inside the Ryan Center. They've got the 40-34 lead.
Yeah, the momentum has definitely switched in this building. You can feel it.
And there's a steal by Santos. Active hands on defense. Trying to get past Glickman. Tondro had it knocked away. Lawton feeds it to Rosa. Some easy lay-in. And now we got a timeout from LaSalle, and the Hendricken bench is going crazy. The Hendricken fans going nuts. It's a madhouse if you're in green right now on the NFHS network. 42-34. Hands up on defense. Missoula just went over the last about 10 seconds of that timeout and told everyone in green, hands up on the defensive end.
Yeah, for LaSalle, you can counter this. You know, you put a couple guys at the block. You can set a screen. There's a screen the zone if you have to. It doesn't matter. Or that works too of getting yourself to the basket by C.J. Waite. You counter size with speed.
So Waite will go to the line. Waite yet to score a point in this one. He's got 2 personals.
Now, Trevor Lawton picks up his 3rd foul here with 9:30 to go in the game.
So that's something Coach Gomes is going to have to keep an eye on.
Well, here's something, too, an adjustment. By going to the zone, it's also kept LaSalle off the free throw line. That's their first attempt after going 15 times in the first half.
Waite connects on the first. Isaiah Milers hops off the bench, and talk about a guy who's got some length and who's got some spring and is going to fit in nicely in the zone defense. Isaiah Milers is going to check in for Lawton.
Well, LaSalle go what they needed. They scored a bucket. Now they've only scored 4 points. They opened the half with a bucket. And going scoreless for 5.5, 6.5 minutes here.
Missoula kicks it into the corner to Milers. It bounced off his hands but stayed in bounds. Rosas, good up fake into the lane. Right hand. Around the world and in. That's a nice move from Rosas. He's got 6.
Yeah, he's a left-hander, too, so that's even better move going to your weak hand there, going to the basket. Lead back up to 8 now.
McCourt penetrates, try to kick it outside. Active hands from Rosa, had it stolen away, and McCourt looking to dive in and knock the ball away from Rosa, commits the foul.
3rd on Mike McCourt, and back official making that call. Good call. A little frustration there, I think, by Mike McCourt, not getting his shots up in this zone has kind of taken away his game a little bit. Having 15 first half points, and it's been all Hendricken, with the exception of that first bucket to start the second half here.
And Sabir is going to check in for Glickman Tondra.
Yeah, I don't think you see Lawrence Sabir now sit the rest of the game here.
Hensler will inbound. Goes all the way cross court to Santos.
What LaSalle has done now is put the athletic C.J. Waite on Justin Missoula, giving away a couple inches, but he's got the foot speed to stay with him.
Hensler hands off to Rosa. Hensler with 12 on the shot clock. Santos trying to go baseline. He got tangled up with Waite. Jump ball. Possession is going to stay with Hendricken.
Great job by Waite. We're already paying dividends, showing his foot speed there. Mike McCourt looks like he jammed his finger. Is pulling on his right hand.
Hensler inbounds for Hendricken. Floats it out to Milers. Under 10 on the shot clock. Down to 5. Jumper on the way. Front iron. And Vallely pulls down the board.
Good job by Mike Vallely right there. Right place, right time.
Waite more aggressive off the bounce in the second half. Misses the layup.
It's a good take, good hang time right there. Just couldn't finish. LaSalle, one of the things that zone is doing is LaSalle's not rebounding. And it gives Hendricken opportunities here.
And we've got a foul off the ball, and that's going to be on McCourt, and that's number 4. And now Coach Simonelli's got to make a substitution. Glickman Tondra is going to come in for McCourt.
Preston Santos also going out, giving the Hawks a big lift here. 10 points in the game for this half. Him and Justin Missoula part of that run to give the Hawks the lead here.
Missoula with it, fresh shot clock as we tick under 8 minutes, 44-36. Rosa open for 3. The lefty pours it in. And Rosa has had a big second half along with the rest of the Hendricken Hawks.
7 points this half. We talked about it coming out of halftime, watching him shoot threes, and you even said it. Get the ball in his hands, and
that was Waite going to the rim, and the foul's going to be called on Milers. Couldn't get his feet set.
Still a lot of game left, but Hawks with their biggest lead now at 11, 47-36. They've outscored the Rams on a 22-4 run since late in the first half after LaSalle scored the last bucket going into halftime.
And you mentioned the speed trying to counter this zone. They've tried to get the ball and tried to get C.J. Waite more active on the offensive end. This is his second trip to the free throw line. He's got the quickness to get into the lane. Mueller checks back in as Milers takes the seat for Hendricken. Waite cuts the lead down to 9.
Obviously manageable, but these next couple minutes, if you're LaSalle, who can now come out in a little 1-2-2 half-court trap, you're going to make sure you hold your ground here in a couple of trips and get yourself down a one-possession game.
Rosas in the corner, no good. Lawton pulls down the rebound, and there's a foul underneath.
Yeah, what happened there is Lawton, I think, got away with a little push to the back right there on Glickman-Tondro. And what Glickman-Tondro did, he got caught with the retaliation. And what happens here is
that's Glickman-Tondro's third.
Hendricken's length is just being as a matchup problem right now for the Rams.
And Hendricken in the bonus with 7 minutes and 28 seconds left in the second half. Lawton rattles home the free throw. That's his 5th point of the night.
Well, they shot 4 free throws in the first half. This is their third. This is third in the second half already with 7:28 remaining.
Waite corrals the loose ball, hands off to Pear. Back to Sabir. They've got to get number 4 going. Pear from 3, missed everything. Hensler grabs the rebound.
What happens too with this zone's being extended a little bit out. And what happens is he's fading away. So with 7:07 remaining here at the Ryan Center, Bishop Hendricken 48, LaSalle 38. We'll be right back. 7 minutes, 10 points, 4 possessions. It's all that it is. You can't make it up in one. Steal, score if you get off on the press, and you're right back in the ball game.
Mike McCourt, who had 15 points in the first half, held scoreless. He's got 4 fouls. He's back on the floor for the Rams.
What the press does, too, now is shot clock's already down to 10 here with 6:50 remaining.
Rosa bounces it to Missoula. Hensler with 3 on the shot clock. Got to go. Rosa, long 3, had to change his shot, and that's a shot clock violation. So good defensive set out of the timeout for LaSalle.
Mike McCourt lucky, too. He kind of just turned his left arm right there. A little more. It's contact, and he's out of the game. But, he's got to play now. You're not going to say, that's one of the best scorers out there.
Sabir goes away to Waite. 3 on the way, missed everything.
It was 4 if he made that.
Long rebound, and that's a clean block by Mueller in the lane.
He would have been better off shooting that ball. He was trying to pass to Vallely down on the block.
Hensler's open, decided against a 3.
Coach Jamal Gomes, we'll take some time, 30 seconds at a time with a 10-point lead. You're not in a rush to go anywhere.
Missoula, Lawton for 3 straight away. No good. Mueller was there underneath, and it's going to be last touched off Waite.
Yeah, I thought Mueller went like a little push right there on C.J. Waite.
So Waite, who's got 4 of 6 points in the second half for LaSalle, is going to head to the bench.
You said it earlier, too. This LaSalle, a very senior-laden team, and as well as I do, sometimes it takes time to get there. A great inbound play on the back post for Hendricken.
Yeah, that's the second time in the second half that Hendricken has drawn up an inbound play that's not only gotten a bucket, but they've drawn the foul as well, as Lawton will head to the stripe. The lead is up to 12.
We've been there a couple times since Classical yesterday, too. The exact same play, the exact same result, and Lawton with a chance to extend this Hawk lead with under 6 minutes to go.
And Lawton short. Vallely pulls down the rebound, and Mueller fouls.
Why are you fouling down there, kid? I'm sorry, my coach frustration showing.
No,
it's just you you're 92 feet from the basket. Luckily, you've only had 2 team fouls. It's a 3rd team foul, but it's just there's nothing gained in any sense of the imagination there.
Sabir going to bring it over half court. This offense has really struggled from the field in the second half. Who's going to be the player to get things going? Sabir going baseline and draws the charge underneath. That was Missoula trying to take the charge.
I believe that's 3 on Justin Missoula.
And that's just the 4th team foul on Hendricken.
Dimitri Rosa did go to report, and they pulled him back to the bench.
Missoula, who looks like he's been an active leader. I think they want that on the floor. McCourt spinning still. Nothing for LaSalle from the field. McCourt in the corner. 3 on the way. Yes.
Finally. Boy, credit Mike Vallely with that basket right there as he kept that ball alive. And Mike McCourt with his first bucket in a long time pulls the Rams within 9.
And there's the steal for McCourt. Nice feed to Sabir. He goes up against Mueller and 1. And all of a sudden, momentum has flipped to the Rams. What was a 12-point lead is all the way down to 7.
With a chance to get to 6, and that's all it takes like that. McCourt hits a 3, a steal, and a score. And, when that whistle blows and you're on a run, that's great momentum. And now LaSalle's got momentum. A lot of ball game left there with 5 minutes to go.
And we asked what the adjustment was going to be for LaSalle. They've switched to that press. They frustrated Hendricken. They forced the turnover there.
There's a violation on Hendricken, so if he misses, they'll get another shot. Irregardless, though, Sabir hit the free throw. LaSalle went the whole half without hitting a basket, and now has scored 6 points in the last 10 seconds.
Sabir has 10 now for LaSalle, 50-44. We talked about a senior-heavy team able to keep their composures in the face of adversity, and they're doing so right now. Hensler, fadeaway, no good. Offensive rebound by Santos. Great feed to Lawton. That was nice from the sophomore.
Oh, Lord almighty. He just kept his composure the whole time.
Sabir with the great feed of his own to a wide-open McCourt. These guys are just showing off now. That was a great feed, and McCourt, he's knocked down 2 threes in the last couple minutes.
Welcome back to the game, Mike McCourt. And now it's a 5-point game. LaSalle has cut this lead in half. And with that, Jamal Goins will take a timeout, and so will we. Hendricken 52, LaSalle 47.
Well, Marty's got his pencils. Now we're officially ready to go out of the timeout.
It's nice that they held the game for us, right?
Momentum has been flipping all over the place. It was back with the Rams before the timeout. The Hawks, who have the 5-point lead. The lead was as big as 12 just a few moments ago. How does Hendricken respond? Feed across the lane to Lawton. Off the square and in.
Boy, nice catch by Lawton that time.
And they've been feeding number 5 in Green, and he's made a couple big buckets. He's up to 11 points.
It was a little 9-2 run by LaSalle to get themselves back into this game.
Good ball rotation around the perimeter. Sabir's open. No good. Battle for the rebound. Vallely in the mix.
That kid is everywhere. That kid, Mike Vallely, is everywhere. I'm surprised, though, on that rotation, though, they don't put Jimmy Perry back in the corner. Maybe put Sabir back up top, or maybe that's the adjustment. Because Sabir can shoot the 3. And this way, while they're paying attention to somebody else, he did get a good look at that basket.
Possession arrow with LaSalle, so they get a fresh shot clock.
Bill Mueller with his 4 fouls now will check back into the game for Hendricken. Now they're talking about the shot clock possession. Whether it is 30 seconds or not, and it's a change of possession.
Into pair. McCourt. McCourt has it back, wants a screen from Vallely, try to get by Hensler, and he draws the foul.
You see a lot of players do that now. They refuse to screen. And so what happens if the defense is over-aggressive and they're trying to jump on the high side of the screen or hedge it, what happens is you get a driving lane, and that's what Mike McCourt just did right there. A great job by Mike McCourt.
So McCourt will walk over and inbound. 6 team fouls on Hendricken. McCourt in the corner, fires, no good.
Oh, save
all over the place, Valelli.
What a play by Lawrence Sabier Jr. up in the air.
And he was way up there and took a spill.
And unfortunately now for the Hawks, Justin Mazzulla is going to pick up his 4th foul here. Obviously you're not coming out of the game with 3.5 to play. But Sabier now went down hard. We'll get the free throw line. Is now it's 1-1.
So he's going to have to compose himself. I'm sure he's aching a little bit this trip to the line.
It's 2 for 4 from the line is Sabier. Make it 3 for 5. And Salle hanging around now, down by 6. Trying to get down by 5, and with 3.5 left. An exciting finish here at the Ryan Center. Reminder, you can purchase a DVD of this game. Go to the NFHS network sign. Click on the icon, purchase DVD, and follow the directions, and you'll have a keepsake for many, many years to come. A great keepsake, and if you're fans of both these teams, it'd be a great game to watch over and over again.
A great production staff here. Anthony and Marcelo putting in the hard miles so we can bring you this game. Guys cover a lot of action, a lot of Rhode Island sports. These guys are there.
The Rhode Island crew is what we call them.
Hensler with it. 6 on the shot clock. Pulls up deep for 3. No good. And there's Valelli with another board. I'd love to see the official stats on how many rebounds Valelli has in this one. And there's a foul on Hensler.
Oh, yipping going around now. A little Lawton with another extra shot to the head right there, going through. And here's where you got to keep your composure now, because next thing you know, you get one of these, and if it's you get teched up, and if it's your 5th personal there, and it's starting to get a little heated right now. And hey, Lawrence Sabier, though, more importantly, has a chance to make this a 1-possession game with his 2 free throws.
Sabier good on the front end.
The 13th point of the afternoon for young Lawrence Sabier. Make it 14. More importantly, now it's a 3-point game.
And there's a foul from Glickman Tondrew.
Since being down by 12, LaSalle is now on a 13-4 run.
This is Mazzulla going to the line. Rosa checks out. Mueller comes in. Milers is also going to come in for Hendricken.
And that's a matchup. I'm surprised they don't put the ball on Justin Mazzulla's hand a little more here. With the defensive matchups, they've had some problems with him.
And the front end, no good from Mazzulla. Out of bounds off Hendricken. So a 3-point ball game, possession with LaSalle.
Yeah, good call that time. Is good hustle. Lawton was going after the ball. Along with who else? Mike Valelli. Tough kid, Mike Valelli.
Yeah.
I think you hit a 3 here, this place might erupt.
McCourt spins. Valelli off the square, no good. Still loose as the offensive board falls into the hands of McCourt. He's no good, and Lawton finally grabs the rebound for Hendricken.
Coach Simonelli wanted a foul down there. A lot of good hard work on offense and on defense by everybody. Coach Jamal Gomes will take a timeout.
And we'll take a timeout with him here from the Ryan Center. 54-51, LaSalle trails by Toes, Hensler, Lawton, and Mazzulla.
Exciting last 2 minutes of this game, as it should be. The 2 best teams in the state playing for a title.
Lawton feeds Mazzulla, extended from the post, works his way to the low block, off the glass and in for Justin Mazzulla.
Mismatch all day right there, and now they're back up by 5.
And he's been the guy every time they need a bucket. They've been trying to feed 33. Here's a guy who hasn't scored in the second half. Can they get him open? Sabir from deep. No good, too strong, and Lawton pulls down another rebound. Vallely reaches in and gets called for the whistle.
Yeah, that's the one, it's just a little over anxious unless you're trying to foul down by 5, but you still got possessions left, and there's a long way to go in this ball game. Hendricken very wisely going to Justin Missoula, who has 8 of his 14 points in this half. He's going to mismatch defensively, and that's been the problem for most of the day.
So Lawton at the stripe. Looking to extend the lead for Hendricken. Knocks down the first. He's got 12. Looking to make it 13.
Little offense, defense now. Justin Missoula with his 4th foul will go to the bench.
And Lawton is good. Sabir into the corner. Look, when Tondru's open, no good. And there's a rebound by Hensler.
Still dig in here. You got to figure out what you're going to do, though, if you're going to try to trap, and you're going to put pressure up on the ball. If you're going to double at some point here with 1:20 left and you're down by 7, you definitely need to stop here.
Hensler put under pressure, nearly lost a handle on it, and Sabir gets called for the reach on his knees.
Well, that's tough right there. There's only 10 left on the shot clock. Well, you can't blame Sabir going after that ball. Is what happens. And unfortunate for LaSalle, but, here's Hendricken now going back to the free throw line. And Kyle Hensler was 11 from the line yesterday. A chance to extend this lead.
And Sabir, who spent a lot of time on the deck, is moving very gingerly. And no one off the bench as a sub, and now finally.
Good job by the officials there trying to let them work it out. They know the importance of this game, and now Robert Reeby, the trainer, will come out.
And so Grzic will check in his first minutes of the game for LaSalle, and Sabir's going to head to the bench. He's going to get looked at by the trainer.
Grich had 37 three-pointers on. He was averaging 7 points a game. I don't know if he's didn't play at all yesterday, but here he is now in the game today.
And Hensler knocks down the first free throw. He's got 11.
Make it 12.
And there's a timeout from head coach Eric Simonelli for LaSalle. His team trails by 9 with 1:10 left here from the Ryan Center on the NFHS network.
Justin, they've done just enough to get the lead back up again, and they kept taking LaSalle's best shot over and over and over again, and LaSalle had them figured out for a little while. McCourt hit a couple of buckets. Sabir got himself to the free throw line, and next thing you know, the offense is going. But since then, they kind of shut themselves down here. A lot of time left, though. Don't panic yet. Get a good shot here, bang your 3, and you're good to go.
McCourt, a guy who can shoot it, penetrates, hop step, floater, good. He's got 23.
Smart move right there. They're not going to give you the 3, they'll give you the 2. It's still a 3-possession game, though, here. And LaSalle's going to make the decision to foul or trap, and Jimmy Perry just does that. Didn't want to foul right away, see maybe he could get a turnover out of that. And it comes to a free throw shooting contest, and Hensel's at the line and went 11 for 11 yesterday. We already mentioned that.
So Hensler at the line, 60-53, under a minute. Oh, and he misses the front end.
Well, offense, defense right now for Coach Jamal Gomes. Not this time, though, as he had his subs at the table, and he'll leave his guys with 4 fouls out there. Hey, they got you. Justin Missoula got you here. I got to leave him on the floor.
Hensler gets the second to go. Lead up to 8. Sabir let that one roll all the way across the timeline.
I'm surprised McCourt didn't shoot that. He was probably the cleanest look he's had in a while.
Sabir passes up to 3, gets to the rim, no good. Vallely offensive board off the glass and in.
Love that kid. LaSalle with only 1 timeout left. Oh, there's an offensive foul?
Oh, and a timeout by Coach Gomes smartly. 30 seconds left. We'll be back. 61-55. Bishop Hendricken leads on the end.
Salle made a run at him, and now Hendricken still trying to finish what they started.
The inbound to Rosa. Gets away from one trap, skips it over to Hensler. Sabir runs across and finally gets the foul with 22 seconds.
They got away a little travel down there underneath the basket there, and LaSalle flying to the ball. Good job by the Hawks of just avoiding it. And if you make a couple here, it's going to be difficult to come back down by 7. Not that difficult, but down by 8, excuse me. It's double bonus, too, the rest of the way out.
And Hensler is a great free throw shooter. Announcer's curse, he missed the first.
That's something he didn't do at all yesterday. He's missing free throws.
So now in comes Glickman Tondro.
You got all the three-point shooters out there right now, with the exception of Vallely, who I'm sure he could, if he needs to, he could probably, Mike Vallely, the 6'1" senior guard, could hook it up there if need be.
And Hensler misses both. Big possession for the Rams. McCourt coming down the floor, penetrates, Sabir rotates, Glickman Tondro's open and is partially blocked by Santos. Sabir with 9 seconds, pops the 3, too strong. Lawton comes down with the rebound, gets fouled with 5 seconds left. And Hendricken can feel it as Lawton's firing up his home crowd.
Funny looking at the Hendricken coaching staff over there. These guys are celebrating. Like, sit down, this game is not over yet. I think a little ball fake right there by Mike McCourt would have got him to jump. You had a clean look at a 3.
So Lawton at the line.
Some of the Salle fans starting to head to the exit.
Lawton at the line. He's been a fiery character on the night for Hendricken, but he's given the team a lot of energy.
That's a good way to put it.
And one of the seniors, you know, he's going to enjoy these last 5 seconds after making that free throw. McCourt, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. And there's Perry's first bucket of the second half, but it's not going to be enough. Hendricken, your state champion, 62-57. What a great basketball game that was.
Yeah, great basketball game of fitting into the state tournament here in the state of Rhode Island. Bishop Hendricken and LaSalle played one of the best games all year, 62-57 to the Hawks. Retribution for Hendricken, who lost the division title to Classical. LaSalle, a well-played game by then. Congrats to both teams on a well-played game and on the season. And thanks for having us broadcast. Another great opportunity and thank you to the NFHS Network.
Yeah, that was a great way to end the basketball season in Rhode Island. What a classic that is. Again, the final score, 62-57. I'm Jared Ware from Marty Crowley. We're going to step away. We'll be back with the PA's announcer of the postseason awards here in Rhode Island. Thanks for tuning in on the NFHS Network.